It looks like troops heading into war.
Chaos erupted at a U.S.-based Hyundai factory when ICE agents carried out a massive raid, detaining hundreds of South Korean nationals employed at the plant. According to officials, the raid was part of an ongoing federal crackdown targeting undocumented workers and companies suspected of violating immigration and labor laws. Witnesses say the factory floor descended into panic as dozens of officers poured into the facility, questioning employees and escorting many away in handcuffs. Early reports suggest hundreds of workers, mostly South Korean nationals, were taken into custody, though ICE has not confirmed the exact number. Some employees allegedly entered the U.S. on temporary visas that had expired, while others are accused of working without proper documentation. Hyundai, one of the world's largest automakers, released a brief statement saying it was cooperating fully with authorities, but did not comment on whether the company knowingly employed undocumented workers.
Hyundai was bringing 8,000 jobs to Georgia until ICE raids killed that deal. Hyundai was bringing $350 billion worth of economic growth to the United States, a deal that was generating 8,000 jobs for people that lived all around the Georgia area. However, a wannabe congressperson who wasn't actually running in the district where the construction was being held called in anonymous tips, brought ICE agents to the Hyundai facility in Georgia and conducted a raid that locked up 475 individuals. Hyundai is sending a plane here to bring back their people that had been detained. Truth is that if ICE agents were building cases the way they were supposed to, perhaps maybe this wouldn't have happened. Perhaps if this wannabe congressperson actually realized that her actions were going to jeopardize 8,000 new jobs in the Georgia area, perhaps maybe we wouldn't have this happen. And $350 billion is now in stake of being lost. Hyundai has come out and said that they're going to slow down production because now they have to be concerned with whether or not the people they send over are going to be locked up by ICE agents while these people are helping set up these facilities for those 8,000 new.
Karens don't call the manager anymore, they call ICE. And in Georgia, that phone call shut down a whole plant. So over the weekend, ICE raided the Hyundai plant in Georgia. And you know who set it off? A woman named Tori Branum. Yeah, Tori picked up the phone and called ICE like she was reporting noise in the neighborhood to the HOA president. But no, she was reporting workers. And here's the kicker. She's running for Congress as a Republican. Now, here's the part they don't really want you to know. Most of those workers from the raid were not undocumented. They were actually here legally through a government program. The government knew it, and Tori knew it too when she made the call. But still, ICE showed up anyway. Because see, let's be real. None of this is ever about legality. It's about making sure folks know they're not welcome. And that, you all, is the American-made truth. When Karens run out of neighbors to call on, they go call the feds. Because, see, Karens are American-born, bred, and raised. And their natural habitat is other people's business. So while Tori is out here weaponizing ICE as her campaign commercial, you need to understand the bigger picture. This is what happens when xenophobia isn't just tolerated, it's actually rewarded. The system doesn't need you to be guilty of anything. All it takes is one phone call from a wannabe congresswoman, and boom, lives flipped upside down. So Georgia residents, y'all better pay attention. Because if this is what Tori does as a resident Karen, imagine what she'll do with a seat in Congress.
I don't think William Tecumseh Sherman did as much damage to the state of Georgia as that woman who called ICE on Hyundai and their employees, had them all detained, and now South Korea is throwing a massive fit. They sent their own citizens down to train Americans so that they could be fully functional in this factory. Trump and MAGA complain all the time. Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? They're overseas. Bring them back to America. And then when we finally do, some dumbass, bitch-ass idiot calls ICE and has these people detained. Now South Korea has sent a plane, picked up all their asses, and who knows if they're ever coming back. This is going to take 8,000 plus jobs away from the state of Georgia, and possibly many more, and all this manufacturing that they would have had, all the money this would have generated for the state of Georgia.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for your support. In today's video, let's talk about a story from Georgia that has the internet brewing non-stop. Imagine this, one woman decides to play her hero, tips of ice and ends up sparking the biggest immigration raid in US history. But instead of being celebrated, she is now being roasted as the ultimate Karen the Snitch. We are talking about Tori Branum. Let's get to the video, but before, let me play a few clips on the same and I'll be back with my own commentary. All credits goes to the original creators of each and every video you see here.
This woman, who goes by the name Tori Branum, is the reason why the ICE raid happened at the Hyundai facility in Georgia. Now, if you don't know who this woman is, she is running for Georgia's 12th congressional district as a Republican. And there is a huge Rolling Stone article confirming that it was indeed her. In this article, she talks about how she came in contact with a local Spanish-speaking union worker who had access to the site. And it was through this informant, Tori Branum heard rumors that they were using undocumented labor on this facility. And she also heard rumors that 3 workers got unalived during construction. So Tori over here blew the whistle on the Hyundai facility over a rumor. And what's really crazy is that she is proud of what she did, because she is quoted by saying, "This is what I voted for, to get rid of a lot of illegals. And what I voted for is happening." But the problem is not everyone who was detained was undocumented. For example, 2 people who were detained were engineers from South Korea, and they came to the US to briefly advise on the work. Some had even visa waivers and were prohibited from working. And we had some people who overstayed their visas. But there was definitely no mass influx of illegal workers in there. Now, I'm very curious to see how this is going to affect people voting for her for this 12th congressional district. Will it hurt her or will it help her chances? But it is definitely a risky move having an ICE raid on a huge facility like Hyundai in Georgia, because Georgia got the biggest investment from any country ever.
The ripple effect that young lady made by calling ICE on all of those Asian folks at that Hyundai plant. You realize what you just did, right? You just cost America millions and millions and millions of dollars. Because South Korea, I don't think they want to do business with America anymore after that. Hyundai, like the car manufacturer Hyundai. Yeah, you know what else South Korea own? LG, Samsung. All them damn Android devices y'all got? Yeah. A lot of them South Korean Android parts is in our iPhones too. The same iPhone I'm using right now. Yeah. Shorty, you know what you is? You the equivalent, right, of the dude who started the literal freaking pandemic in the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Yeah, that's you now. Now that's you. You that guy now, or girl, whatever gender you are. I don't know what gender you is or whatever. I don't even know your name. But you're that guy now. Now that's you.
As you guys may already know, we have the mega Republican candidate out of Georgia, Tori Branum, is on an internet bragging spree. She's all over the internet bragging about exposing the largest ICE bust in immigration history. And little did she know, she was dealing with a double-edged sword. Now, Tori Branum is stating she hired a union worker informant to bring her information over a month's time and then took it to ICE to expose for slave wages. Some people got unalived in the plant and the facility wasn't operable. All of this information she is exposing all over social media, not realizing that she could have just cost Donald Trump a $150 billion deal that he just sat down with South Korea's president and negotiated. That's right. Little did she know that Donald Trump and the president of South Korea had just made a major deal. They made a deal to bring $150 billion to America between Hyundai and LG, which $26 billion of that is coming directly from Hyundai. However, she just got Hyundai's largest facility shut down in Georgia. See, while she was on her selfish mission to make a name for herself because she's running in the next upcoming election, what she didn't realize was she was opening up a whole nother can of worms. See, she's stating this is what she voted for. She wanted the illegal immigrants out of here and give Americans the jobs back. But what you fail to realize when you touch a large corporation like that, They have to be held accountable because it's a South Korean corporation and 450 detainees were from South Korea. So that is holding the CEO accountable. They allowed them to work there. So she just blew up a major deal that Donald Trump had just secured. Congratulations, Tori Branum. You just made a name for yourself.
So I be wondering, do these damn Karens just wake up and be like, who life can I fuck up today? Cause did y'all hear about that lady that called ICE on the Hyundai plant workers? It was 450 workers. She done called ICE on them. They done all came and ICE done detained them all. But I guess they had to be illegal immigrants for them to detain them all. But damn, why do people go out of their damn way to make somebody suffer? That's 450 families that they got out here that they not gonna come home to. That they gonna have to get a call and get the news that they father or uncle or brother or cousin ain't coming home. Because you just decided to wake the hell up and call ICE on the whole plant. And now they talking about South Korea mad. Why the hell people can't mind they damn business? That be taking it to, like, that's take 450 people. Her name is Tori Branum. Y'all can go look it up. Y'all, that is sad.
So here is what really happened. Hyundai and LG are building a massive electric vehicle at the battery plant in Georgia. We are talking about a $7.6 billion project, one of the biggest in the state's history, promising jobs and economic growth. But on September 4th, ICE stormed the construction site and detained nearly 475 workers. Officials called it the largest single-site immigration raid ever. And in the middle of all this chaos, Tori Branum, she is a Republican candidate who bragged that she tipped off ICE about a supposed immigration violation at the site. Now, Hyundai tried to calm things down by pointing out that none of the detained were their direct employees. They were subcontractors, but let's be honest, losing 475 workers overnight is like trying to bake a cake with no flour. The whole thing falls apart. Project stall, money gets wasted, and deadlines get pushed back, and communities lose out. So instead of protecting Georgians, Karen just caused losses. And that's why people are mad. This is not just about immigration paperwork, it's about the ripple effect. Who is supposed to finish building this massive plant now? Who steps in when hundreds of skilled workers disappear overnight? And what kind of message does this send to the other companies thinking about investing in Georgia? If you're a global business, the last thing you want is a Karen hotline that gets your workforce raided on a Tuesday. The real kicker here is the irony. Tori thought that she was protecting American jobs, but in reality, she might have just scared away billions of investment and slowed down a local hiring. It's giving the I solved nothing but created 3 new problems energy. And the internet is not letting her forget it. She's not trading as a board leader, she's trading as the ICE snitch of the year. Once the internet slaps that label on you, it's over. You can delete tweets, give interviews, cry victim, but the memes will live forever. At the end of the day, this looks less like civic duties and more like political data. Branum is running for office, and this raid conveniently put her in the spotlight. But instead of standing tall, she's standing in the ashes of 475 jobs and $1 billion headache. And the internet is just sitting back with popcorn, calling her the Karen who ruined Georgia's economy. So here's the bottom line. Tori Branum wanted to look tough on immigration, and instead she ended up being the face of one of the messy raids in the US history. And the internet is dragging her for it. It's a reminder that when politics turns into snitch for clout, everybody loses. Workers, communities, and the economy. But now, I want to hear from you. Was she right to call ICE, or do you agree with the internet that she's just another Karen chasing attention? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.